Joel from Site5.com. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Thanks. Now let's start off a bit by telling our audience who you are and what you do. Start with your names and your positions at the actual company.
Sure. I'm Ben Welch-bolen, and I'm the CEO.
Okay.
And I'm Joel Brown. I'm the president, and we're both co-owners.
Very good. Now tell me a little bit about how you came to become co-owners and presidents of this company.
Sure. We took over Site5 in November of 2008, basically from the original owners. And I had known them for a long time, and we just wanted to get back into web hosting. We had done a number of smaller web hosting companies over the last about 8 years, and this is just something we decided we wanted to do.
So you took over last November, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And so how did you know these people that you'd taken it over from? Had you worked for them before?
We'd worked with them before, done some marketing work with them and some consulting, so yeah, pretty familiar.
So what was it like? I mean, is this the first company you kind of took over?
Yeah.
Especially anything of this scale. So,
Yeah, I was going to say, and you're young guys, so I mean, it's really impressive, is what I'm trying to say, that you took over a company. You're like, I don't know, company barons, business barons.
I don't know about that.
No, not yet. Maybe one day?
Maybe one day.
Okay, so having taken over this company last November, what were some of the obstacles you had to kind of overcome right away, being new owners and not really knowing the clientele, etc.?
Yeah, basically it had been a little neglected, so we had to basically go in and kind of reorganize the entire company. A lot of the structure of like the support department, just things weren't laid out real well. And the other problems were like hardware based, where a lot of the servers were older, just because this company's been around since 1999. And so we basically had to upgrade all the hardware, move customers to newer stuff, and that kind of thing was kind of the biggest stuff, and that took us about 8 months to really catch up.
Migrating to have everybody in one data center also, that was a huge project right at first. And then also, I think just from a management perspective, I mean, there were a lot of fears, I think, not fears, but concerns. Took over new ownership. They didn't know what to expect. And so, I mean, I think everybody's been really happy that we didn't make a lot of big changes as far as that goes. But, just kind of reassuring people that...
We hired new staff too, quite a few new staff, because they were a little undermanned. So that really helped out tech support and getting responses down to around 15 to 20 minutes.
So how many employees do you have?
It's a little over 30 right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
32.
That's pretty big, eh? Yeah. So what makes Site5 different from all of the other hosting companies? Why would somebody go with Site5 as opposed to anybody else?
Yeah, we focus a lot on like customization. So like we have a separate control panel that's a lot easier to use. And then we're probably the second biggest reseller in the market. So we focus a lot on helping web designers sell to their clients. So we're kind of like a middleman for them.
A lot of programming languages that a lot of other people don't. Keep really up to date on everything as much as we can. So we're really aiming at webmasters, developers, designers, not just people with a static one-page site kind of customers. So.
Very good. So now that you have been owners of Site5 for nearly a year, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have a big anniversary party?
Maybe.
You should. Time went on. Me as well.
Yeah.
1 year anniversary is a big deal. Lots of people tank in their first year, right?
It's flown by. It's hard to believe it's been a year, actually.
I bet. Have you guys just been working nonstop, 24/7?
Yes.
Well, that's what you have to do, apparently. I mean, I don't own my own business, but maybe one day. And it's a lot of commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Is it more than you anticipated?
No, we knew we were going to have to.
what we were getting into. Yeah.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
So now that you've done a year, and you've you mentioned you're kind of fixing up some old stuff and getting things a little bit more up to date. So what's going to happen in the next 12 months? Do you have any plans on expanding, or do you have a plan? What's happening now?
Yeah, we do have a plan. It's good news. We have a plan for the next about 2 years, and right now we're just kind of finishing a lot of cleanup. Actually we finished about 2 months ago, and so we're focusing on a lot of new products now. So like we're redoing our control panel to improve usability. A lot of internal stuff, like Joel just finished the new support desk.
We're testing that right now. Just our new support desk for customer support, so we're testing that internally now. We should be rolling that out pretty soon for customers to be using it.
We just rolled out a new central mail setup that we just went live with 2 days ago. That'll basically allow for some redundancy on email and a lot of performance options for customers, and hopefully we'll be able to officially announce that like in a month once we finish testing. And just a lot of stuff like that, some geographic locations we hopefully will expand out to, and some things like that.
So before you became notorious business owners, successful business owners in Denver, what did you do before this? Did you just come straight out of school and get into web hosting, or?
No, we actually ran a marketing company for hosting companies that just kind of advised them on SEO and other types of stuff like that. And before that, just smaller web hosting companies, and I've worked for some hosting companies, and Joel has a little too. So,
So how did you meet?
We've been friends since junior high school, actually.
Isn't that
College,
sweet?
college roommates.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we started doing the consulting work together after college.
Well done. So you know each other well, which is a good thing.
It is.
You
Yeah,
don't
we
want
knew
your business partner
what
to
we
be
knew
like
what we
a
were
friend
getting
from
into.
Craigslist. Yeah, good, very good. Well, that's really interesting, guys. I think I think it's a good story, and I suspect that you'll do really, really well. Thanks so much for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you in Denver one of these days. I hear it's a nice
that'd be
place.
great.
that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah.